The Great Pyramid has only 3 chambers, ridiculously small given the monument's size. The lowest chamber, the middle chamber, and the upper chamber. The masons built a passageway.
My capstone fitted while I kick it on the blockchain. Lay lines aligned, it's all math like when the guards came. I met a verse, spin a cache records, we ascend to earth. Lotus on the pyramid, light in the Gamja llama papers. Gemstone.
Awesome.
Yes.
Sounds great. Boys, we're in business. We're live. This is Matthew from Sense, and welcome to VESA's Pyramid Party, everyone. This is yet another grand experiment that's pushing the boundaries of what's possible in virtual reality events. Everyone here to the club, you're officially a crazy pioneer. We have an awesome show scheduled for you now that we have a fully loaded pyramid build, courtesy of Ogar. We're excited to show that off. Have a really exciting collaboration that VESA put together with Vandal Records and unknown Mizery that we'll be getting into, as well as a QR code scavenger hunt before we drop into a smooth set that MC Vandal prepared for us. Out. But the short, and I'm really excited to hear from VESA talking about everything that has gone into this pyramid party, what it represents, and what to expect the rest of the show. So VESA, if you can hear me, get away, brother.
Hey, thanks, Matthew, and thank you so much for your support in putting this whole thing together. People, you don't know how crazy this has been. I mean, this is literally a dream that's taken me, I don't know, something like 10 years. It's the first time that I thought of this kind of thing, and then things just magically started to come into place, and Ogar's lightning fast pyramid head built the whole thing with me in 3 days, and he could handle absolutely everything that I threw at him, and it was just an incredible thing. And it was online for like 2 months without any hiccups whatsoever. And now, just 5 hours before this party, the whole fucking thing just vanished. and literally like 2 minutes before the party starts, we get the thing back online. So excuse us if we're a little frazzled, but the party's back online and we couldn't be happier. And yeah, but it's been an important and interesting ride altogether. So welcome everyone. And the whole thing is such a. I actually traveled to Giza and Karnak and all over Egypt, and then went to Mexico and met with a bunch of tribal elders and Mayan experts, and became friends with John Anthony West, the rogue Egyptologist, going to New York after that, doing this whole documentary around the 2012 phenomena at the time. And I learned a whole bunch during a couple of years of making a lot of art inspired by this, but I've somehow just been captured by the pyramids ever since I was a teenager and what they represent. And the rabbit hole just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's an incredible thing to go into this world. And appropriately, the pyramid is full of secrets and treasure and curses and misfortunes and fortunes and all this kind of stuff. So this place is built as an interactive experience. The art will change, and the treasure here will change, and the knowledge and the wisdom will keep changing. But there's a lot to explore here that goes way beyond the simple walls of what you first see that appears here. And some of this stuff that is gathered here is something that has taken me 20 years to put together as a whole world view. So I'm incredibly excited to present this whole thing to you. And I promise, if you are here long enough and this place calls you for a reason or another, it might change your life entirely. And I'm not exaggerating, and because this stuff that is embedded into this whole place, in terms of ancient wisdom, certainly did mine. And of course, it's incredibly great to be able to put it into a cutting edge, bleeding edge crypto world. And present not only the past, but what is possible in the future. And I'll go further into that in the collaboration that we did with the DAO Records. So much respect for all of those guys. It's an incredible project that we were able to pull off in quite a relatively short amount of time. And I'll go into the story more and what this whole build sort of represents. But yeah, the intent is to have a gamified gallery, and of course it's a part of the launch of my social token $VESA, and that's the whole thing. But let's Ogar's had a bit of a mind meltdown, and with all the things that he's had to do during the last couple of hours, poor bastard, not thinking that his incredible build is not going to be online when all of you guys show up. So I really want to pass the mic for a while for Ogar, for him to let us know what's up.
Hello. I really enjoy to build these pyramids, as my mind has been quite busy with pyramid as well since. French have a great history of Egyptologists and young in Egyptian antique kind of stuff. So I guess I was influenced by that. Doing this pyramid was a challenge at first because doing this kind of design with voxels seemed to be hard to be displayed well and to appear like a pyramid, not like a bunch of square stepping ahead of us. I really enjoy to place QR codes everywhere, so I believe you might have maybe some challenge to find them all and maybe acquire them with your phone. I also really enjoy the art of VESA. It would have been the same doing that pyramid without all the crazy and really looking nice stuffs that it does, and which are very powerful artworks. So it was a really fun project, and I'm really glad to.
Very cool, Ogar, and that you've got my profound respect with how you dealt with all of this, and I think you're going to be, well, you already are a superstar here in the crypto voxel world, but it's going to not only expand here but to the outer rims after the crypto voxel world. I'm really looking forward to just watching what kind of amazing stuff you're going to be building and doing with your career from here. You're at an incredible start, so I can't wait to see that all. And before I let the DAO Records guys to take it over for a bit, I maybe just want to say a little bit about how there's a conversation going on of what currently of what crypto art is. Is it art about the cryptocurrency world? Is it art that is enabled by the technology or verified by the technology? There seems to be many different schools of thought, and I've tried to have them all come together in a relative kind of way, because I think there's a lot of infighting going on. No, it's this, no, it's that. But the bigger picture, the unifying picture for all of us who are here on the cutting edge, like Matthew was saying, is that there's a global currencies crisis going on, and the currencies of governments might be falling, like the Venezuelan bolivar soon, for in places where we least expected it. And this really is the innovation of crypto, is a liberation of the whole creative class. I mean, I don't care if you're into VR or AI or Illustrator, or you're a voxel builder or a drummer. This stuff really, the technology for you to put artificial scarcity and value into whatever it is that you're doing creatively, for such an amount of folks who've had to toil in poverty and be in bad situations, now have an exit, and they have a way of maybe escaping their shitty office jobs or whatever it is, to become a full-fledged human being in pursuit of your happiness and dreams and contribution to society outside of having to pander to people that you hate. And this is the liberation of what this means to me. I mean, I tried to be a part of the legacy art world for 10 years before crypto art became part of my life, and it was a very desperate, swampy, horrible experience. And crypto art really saved my artistic career. It saved my expression, and I'm ever so inspired. And sometimes, even though the infighting is definitely, I mean, you have to hone and sharpen the sword and know what you're doing, but I keep hoping that sometimes we would see the bigger picture. And this is what this pyramid represents, is all of that is kind of represented, and the bigger picture here. And even though it's my own personal gallery for now, I haven't featured anyone else's work here. There's so much space around where people are building their own things. And I hope it serves, at least for now, as an example of what can be made as a holistic gallery for even just one artist, of how much it can represent, so that some of you might get inspired to expand your views if it does indeed need anything like that. Maybe not. If not, then just welcome to the party, motherfuckers. But yeah, this is about the unbanked. Billions of people all over the world, and now the banked who are in trouble because they're with the current banking system. So that's the big picture. That's what we're, I hope many of us, at least here, inspired to do: make the world a better place in some sense. And yeah, now I'd love to hand it over to Unknown Misery and Vandal, and if Gamja Beats is here, I don't know. But welcome, guys. You're warmly welcomed, and I love this fucking track that you're about to play. And please tell us more about it.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? You good? You good? Good out there in the metaverse. Yeah, thanks so much, VESA. I truly appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this with you, and pretty much anything that revolves around music and art here in the metaverse is where my interest is at. And, when you reached out, I was super excited because I had stumbled across the pyramid at one point, and I was just like blown away. I was like, Ogar, seriously, the build is amazing, and the art and the concept behind all of this. And I've been making music for a long time, and sometimes it takes certain things to kind of inspire you, to kind of push you beyond your level, I guess, or like where things are. Because sometimes, ideas and these sort of things for writing songs are not always that present. So as soon as we spoke about it, I reached out to I Know Misery, because I know he also is very excited with this type of concept, especially with the topic and the theme revolving around pyramids and ancient wisdom. And for us, I think this was really exciting to work on. So when I talked to him about it, I guess the whole process, I'll bring you through the process a little bit. And he was like, yeah, let me hit up Gamja Beats, and he has this track. I think there's a track that fits really good with this. And he sent me the track, and originally, like, I think the track was like kind of like on a Wu-Tang kind of vibe, because there was a sample at the beginning that was like about shadow boxing, the art of shadow boxing, which was very Wu-Tang-ish, right? And yeah, so I was like, okay, well, VESA mentioned he sent me some links for taking clips from this documentary, this whatever, I think History Channel or something. I forget what it was exactly.
Revelation of the Pyramids.
Yes, that's it. And take a clip from there. We can put that at the beginning, and Gamja hooked it up, and it was, to be honest, the verse came like super smooth. Like, it was just, I was in the zone, and I was just like, yeah, I'm feeling it. And for me, in my creative processes, I will start with like the first line, and then everything goes from the first line, pretty much follows line after line from there. So yeah, like, I guess what I wanted to relay in my verse was like, the whole journey, the journey from the past to present, and how, by putting your words or putting your ideas through hieroglyphics into stone, how they can basically stand the test of time, and can live beyond, I guess, your age, or your generation, and how sometimes we need to tune into something deeper, and not just sort of use the visual and trying to understand things, like with what we see with the images, with what our mind translates.
I'm sorry to cut into this,
visually.
Vandal, a little bit. I'm really sorry, but I think the pyramid vanished again.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
It's still working for me.
Yeah. Because for me,
Hmm.
all of a sudden we're in empty space again, almost. Ogar, bro, are you there?
No, no, I refreshed. It seems fine.
Yo, I'm here still. I don't see it.
I see it. Well, I'm inside. So is it black?
I'm flying now.
Yeah, we had
I'm
a-
inside and I see it fine too.
It's time to load.
Okay, I'm refreshing now.
came back better.
It's a
Sorry,
secret
Vandal,
pyramid.
bro.
It's cool. I didn't know Miz was in here, so I pretty much just kind of covered like my verse and how I was feeling when I was writing it. So I think I'll just pass the mic over to Miz,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he can talk about his side.
I just
Yes.
didn't know if I didn't know how it worked, you know? I'm new to this. I'm like, yo, do I talk at the same time? I don't know what happened. Is there feedback? Like, how does this work? I connect these wires that I can't even see at a live show, you know? Yeah. Let's see. First of all, thank you for including me in this project. Phil's been basically helping me push me and get me introductions into this world. And it's been fun to me. So when I looked at this project and I seen this opportunity, first of all, the artwork for VESA is dope. I love it. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of artwork. So I've been like, I researched more of your work after I did the track, you know? So that's a good thing about collaboration. It makes people research about each other even more. And coming into this world, like I'm looking at the pyramids and I'm looking at crypto voxels and like, that's what it is. It's builders. Like nothing's there, things are built. So things are going to get built, you know? So we are creating the writings on the walls. You know what I mean? We are creating the structures that are going to be there, little stories in buildings that are there that will stay there, you know, or as a part of it, maybe they can have stories like this. There's a launch to it. There's a history attached to things now. So things are being built and we are the builders. So it's pretty cool. And speaking of the builders, like Ogar's thing's dope. Everything I've seen from you is dope, man. Like I've tried to build. When I first got into this, I started building some shit. I'm like, yo, I could build. Then I'm like, no, I'm not doing it right. I went to Magical Voxel. I'm like, yo, I could build. And then I started seeing all this other shit. And I'm like, no, I can't build right now. I got to wait. I got to keep practicing. But it's inspiring. It's a different form of art. I enjoy it. But when it comes to my verse on this song, it was right. Because what VESA was speaking about earlier, the banks, basically the banks being to enslave, you know? And so to free ourselves in any way, like even the way we work within the industries out there, like how hard you were saying how hard it is to work with an industry out there. It's because it's like it trickles down. The way the banks work trickles down. But out here, I feel there's a little more freedom. There's more autonomy in what you're doing. And when I wrote that verse, I tried to somewhat explain that, like the last bar in my verse. It's hard to explain my verse. I'm rambling still, but the last bar in my verse, I guess, would explain my verse. It talks about how I'm comfortable in my skin here, like in my avatar skin. And my avatar is naked, by the way, and I'm walking around in front of everyone. So I'm pretty comfortable, as you can see. Boom, bam. And I'm out. I'm just joking. I'm done, though.
dude, your verse, both of your verses was something like super inspiring. I've had many moments. I must have listened to that track now like 20 times or something like that. But I guess, is it possible for you guys to play it, and then I'll go to the visual part of it?
Vandal.
Yeah, Vandal, can you play the track?
I think he's probably switching his inputs, so it may take a couple seconds for it to load.
True.
Okay. Well, I'll just say from my part, because I started making the visual part of this collaboration a long time ago. That now will be the art piece or is here. This is the launch of it, called Memory, the End of Kali Yuga, which is a part of the trips that I made in Mexico and Egypt. Is this whole idea of what the 2012 phenomena was, where it was an end of an era, this 5,000-year cycle that we're on in this 26,000-year bigger cycle that the Mayan calendar and many of the ancient traditions point to. And what it kind of is like 5,000 years of darkness finally starting to go towards the light in a certain kind of sense. But it's a long haul from there. But it wasn't the end of the world. It was just the end of an era, and it became something that then once I put it together, it was actually after listening to the song quite a bit, and it was that part that Unknown Misery was saying about the skin thing, being comfortable in your skin, and we have so many problems right now with regards to these superficialities and sort of tribal allegiances and things like that. And one of the really hopeful things that I see is crypto voxels, because no one gives a fuck if you're green or wear television as your head or whatever it is. You get to be an individual without all the burdens and the sins of our ancestors and things like that. So we get to break the cycle a little bit in that kind of a way. So that inspiration became a part of all the things that were put into the visual as well. And but I'll go more into that after we've played the track. But it's been such a pleasure working this way, because the feedback loop was so positive, and I just appreciate what you guys did so much. It's a beautiful track.
Yo, thank you, man. No, real talk. Like, while this guy gets ready, it's like, for real. Like, this was really inspiring for me also, because when I create themes, I usually write what I'm feeling, or I mean, I just go off the vibe when I'm writing. So I don't know. I could get like 10 beats I like today, and if I don't write to it today, tomorrow I might not like those beats. I have to wait, for my feeling. But this gave me a feeling. Like, I went into the space. I made sure my avatar was hanging around the area. You know what I mean? Like, did some like YouTube little things here and there while I'm writing, just to get inspired. And it was like cool to be given a theme. The theme is unique. It's like, I've written about pyramids before, but it's just unique because of the way that it's being released. I mean, the way it's being presented. This is an experience. That's what I put in my verse, and it was fun, man. I hope we have way more collaborations, man. This is dope.
Yeah,
like, I'd love to collaborate even more.
For sure. Anything you guys are doing, just I'm game. That's for sure. Can we hear from Vandal? Are you about done?
Yeah.
Can we play the song?
Okay, yeah, that's what I've been trying to figure out right now, because yeah. Okay.
Do you need a few more minutes? I can go into the visual side of things if you need to pair the song for a bit.
Actually, yeah. Could you do that? Because I gotta unplug a USB, and it's gonna cut my mic off, because I have to transfer the thing over to my other computer that's not connected to the internet. So
okay, dude, just cut my thing off when you're ready, and I'll finish after the song. But I'll just start getting into the story.
Okay, do that now, and then I'll just do this real quick, and I'll be back. Okay.
All right, dope, cool. So I'd like to point people's attention a little bit on the main movie theater piece here. That is the white kind of gold, and the golden sort of Fibonacci sequence piece here. That is called Memory, the End of Kali Yuga, and like I said, it has this feedback loop with the DAO Records guys, and it starts. You have to go really close to the piece in order to see the very first small square, which is this sort of skull that has the third eye depicted with the Egyptian Eye of Ra symbol, and the Metatron's cube, which is this thing that holds all the alchemical elements in its constitution together. And those two things is that the monkey becomes aware of itself and gets true awareness of the state of our universe, and thus starts a cycle. And then we get to the second one, which is a little bit vague, but it's one of the alleged maps of Atlantis, essentially. This lost civilization and a big wave, and something happened. We don't entirely know what happened, but what we have as a reminder of it in a certain time still is that the third frame that has the largest pyramid in China, and the Mayan calendar, and these artifacts all over the world that we know are associated to this potential lost culture that we have, and the memory that has been erased from us, which is a part of a lot of the trouble that we have, because we don't know our past. We're a species run amok with amnesia at the moment, and this is why we don't remember our roots. We don't see each other as a unified unified thing on a round planet, which is weird enough, but that's something to do with it. And the fourth frame is then following the cycle. There is the tree of life, the tree of knowledge that was lost with the burning of the Library of Alexandria. So that was the cut to our past, but we still have things like the flower of life, the understanding of how through this pattern everything in existence comes from nothing into existence. And there's a lot of stuff on Flower of Life online if someone wants to look at it, look at what that represents, and the magnificent statues in the Easter Islands. And that little girl statue is from Pakistan, from Mohenjo-daro, the sacred site that is aligned on this ley line. So these artifacts are all over us, and also to modernize that frame a little bit, there's the Doomsday Bunker in Norway. That holds all the seeds of life that have been put underground in case we get nuclear trouble or an asteroid or some shit like that. That life can begin again if some humans are here and find it and can do something about it. And we got to the ever bigger screen, which is the understanding of Kali Yuga, the different ages, the 26,000 year elliptical cycle that the Earth is on, this wobbling thing that Plato called the Great Year, and it's in all of these ancient cultures. And the Black Period was the Kali Yuga that just ended in 2012. So in one sense, you could see that all of this trouble that we're going through in the world right now has a lot to do with just 5,000 years of darkness coming to the surface that needs to be processed out of our way so we can get to go back towards the Golden Period. Did you say something, Vandal?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go here, but I
Cool.
was just enjoying listening to you talking about it.
Well, do you mind if I finish it? If I just finish this now and roll?
Please,
all right,
please,
cool.
Yeah.
No worries. So that's that we've forgotten how to use our true sight and vision, and it's the ley line that goes through the skull is this magnificent thing that all of these ancient sites all across the world that have this similar build style. The Revelation of the Pyramids documentary on YouTube is the most brilliant of those to illustrate what that frame is about, and I couldn't more warmly recommend it because it doesn't have any tinfoil or I believe this or I believe that. It just shows you facts and figures and allows you to put the thing together yourself, and that's such a beautiful thing. And of course, my friendship with John Anthony West, the rogue Egyptologist that passed a couple of years ago, my such love, warmth, and to this guy, he fought such a war for 50 years on people to get to know this stuff, and he called them quackademics in the official story of Egypt, and the sort of celestial story of how the Sphinx originally had a lion's head and points to the constellation of Leo, and of course the Hindu goddess Kali, is there as the main thing because it was her age the last 5,000 years. But to modernize even her a little bit, she has a nuke that is going off in the fireball apart on top of her head as the threat. If we don't get our shit together, that might be our way for her to claim everyone. And she holds the heads of Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby as sign of one of the fuckeries of this era. And the Great Pyramid of Giza, of course, is aligned with this pyramid that we're here now in, the Great Pyramid of Cryptovoxels. And then the avatar that I'm in is levitating above this all and this is where the unknown misery part really kicks into gear, is how we're able to levitate above of all of this 5,000 years of suffering in a certain kind of way and put our attention to the moon. How we could be backing up our whole existence, everything uncensored, into the moon with a 1.2 second delay, that if we should experience something like a big cataclysmic event or nukes all over the place or whatever, we're restored on the moon. And the avatar also holds Mars in his hand because we're about to become an interplanetary species. And so to remember our true past, where we're coming from, to see clearly where we're going into the future, is what this whole art piece represents, and how we now can be green and blue and whatever it is, and we can forget about some of this nonsense and how we're skeletons underneath. So we decide whether this skeleton means the spiritual unity underneath all of us, or whether it represents how we're going to kill each other. So this is what this NFT with this amazing track of what we're going to here soon is minted as together. It's this visual as well as the track, and it's a one of one on super rare, and people can start to bid on it if they want. But before anything, yeah, let's kick this track, Vandal, please.
All right, let's do it. I'm gonna just jump right into it. Hopefully, it's gonna run smoothly. Let's go.
The Great Pyramid has only 3 chambers, ridiculously small given the monument's size. The lowest chamber, the middle chamber, and the upper chamber. The masons built a passageway.
My capstone fitted while I kick it on the blockchain. Lay line to line, that's all math like when the guards came. I met a verse, spin a cache records we ascend to earth. Lotus on the pyramid, light in the Gamja llama papers. Gemstone. This ain't no common vapor. Crystallized the memory, meditating with giants. These walls are pixelated, painting beginnings with some ether. Welcome to this dimension where freedom is the believer, creator is the receiver. In the voxel with vendetta, put on my metamask, locking through Brave the Avenger. Writings on the cave, but by the people that live near. In my avatar on pyramids, I fit in my skin here.
Each block is as heavy as a sedan, and the precision of the whole building matches modern day standards. The upper chamber is perfectly horizontal and vertical.
I'm on a quest, I'm mapping the stars, I plan to shine. A glyph in the design that stands the test of time. Sublime, when the moonlight hits the chamber, a rhyme is unleashed that signifies danger. Tuned to a frequency, sound waves resonate. Transformative energy, objects levitate. Vibrate, elevate, mind state penetrate. Staring to the eye, the prism of light it emanates. The fate of mankind is your reflection. The state of your mind is your intention. Locked in the ocular socket, the blind Horus, staring to the light of the life defined for us.
130 granite blocks over 500 miles, each block weighing between 12 and 70 tons. Then those blocks had to be hauled up 210 feet, something which even today would be hard to do. The masons built a passageway that was 300 feet long by 3 feet wide, bored through the rocks with a breathtaking precision. It opens onto the lowest chamber.
All right. Damn. Such a positive thing. I love that. Thank you again, guys, so much. And yeah, I suppose we're going to go to the next part, or the tri-launch idea of this whole thing as a gamified gallery, as something that keeps you coming back, not only in terms of the art that keeps changing, but as Ogar was mentioning, this is the launch of my social token called $VESA, and only 10 million will ever be made. And there's a bunch of QR codes all over this secrets of this place where you can get some of that for yourself, as well as the first emerald tablet. When you come into this pyramid through the red carpet, you'll be able to register yourself through the thing. So you can give us your email and your ETH address, and I'll be sending some VESA over to you guys, whoever registers. And the email that you register to is something where I'll be putting some exclusive content, as well as behind the VESA sort of paywall type of thing that relates to pyramids or coaching or things and inspiration and ideas that I've found helpful along the 20 years of being a professional creative. So that's what's so incredibly exciting about this social token idea. And thank you so much to the Roll guys of putting this up, is how you can start to really make an inner circle for yourself as an artist to reward those who really give you their attention on multiple different levels. And one of the things, of course, as well as NFTs and things like that from myself, that you can get with VESA is the one-to-one coaching stuff, what I do, because I'm actually an educated NLP practitioner, which is neuro-linguistic programming. That sort of is this whole it's founded on hypnosis, but basically it's the sort of os x of your body and mind, of how to communicate more clearly, how to get rid of stuff that is non-helpful to you, and potentially coach your creative career and help you go where you want to be going much better. And I'm really pleased to actually say here that I got attached to the Scandinavia's biggest speaking agency to go do this all over the world. And one of the latest projects that I did is that there's a 100 million telecom company revenue with 4 million subscription base that I was just allowed to coach, and I do these things now on a more global basis. Some of you guys may know that I travel around the world in these crypto conferences talking about creativity and crypto art, and I directly go to those who might otherwise not know about it. And I've been in crypto art 3 years full time now, and there's quite a few people who might have even collected a bunch of the stuff that you guys have done, who know about crypto art, because I've been soldiering on amongst many others of you who've been doing the same work. But that's what this whole thing means to me. It's pretty much everything. I fired my galleries, and now with the help of Ogar and Well Shark, and also shout out to Dylan Layton, who's been helping me put this whole invitation part together, and the email list and all of those stuff that you'll be signing up for, so that it runs smooth. And that's been a special kind of thing. There's been so many people who've helped. The community's really blown me away in your support, and I hope to be half as good of a person to you guys when you're doing your own things to support whatever it is that you're launching in this cutting edge thing. And it's quite something. So we're really winging this. I've no idea what I'm doing with this hashtag VESA yet. I suppose I'll figure it out along the way. Skinny gave me some really, really good tips on how he's managed to make Skull into something that works and people can get real value out of it, because I don't want it to be first of all, I don't want to pump it as another shitcoin. And if someone has it, I'd like to be able to provide some actual value to those people who might hunt for it and have it as a part of their lives in some way or another, so that if you show up, I show up. That's the point of it all. And yeah, I'm starting to be pretty much out of words and things. The QR codes are embedded here, and I'll probably keep refreshing those every week, so that you might be motivated to come and check out if there's new QR codes here to get some VESA or new art or whatever it is. And of course we'll be doing. Oh shit, that's really important to say before anything is that originally we were planning to also launch my bespoke smart contract that is a pricing innovation for NFTs. But unfortunately, we couldn't get it to work 100% before this launch, and it needs to function perfectly before we do. So the second event that we're going to be holding in the Pyramid, and all of you guys are super welcome to come back, is this thing that has been a part of my journey ever since I started 12 years ago to do this digital high resolution art, of how to price it in a new kind of way. And this is what the second thing is all going to be about, as well as the Bad Crypto podcast collaboration NFT. And that's going to be more about auctions and sellings and that kind of a thing. But yeah, does anyone else want to still say something, or should we kick it off to Vandal? Yo, I think that's it. Let's party.
The strong prey upon the weak. This is where I learned to stand on my own feet. So much I see on the streets of Venice Beach is where I cut my teeth. So much I see on the streets of Venice Beach is where I cut my teeth. So much I see, cut my teeth. I remember how it all began. I used to switch graffiti tips on cans with both hands, no chance. I knew they couldn't stop this rush. Our bus bench was a stop and they ain't stopping the bus. I caught the fever. At 16 I copped the beater. Now it's me against the world, sitting my own two-seater. I drove slow on roads that lead freedom. what I believe in, knowing that I be leaving. Let me jump up the timeline to current events. I went around the world twice on the war tours, it never ends. Mike Will did, but others didn't make it.